Guys,
All the noise.
guys, come on, I'm trying to start my show. Guys, no, come on, stop. All right, that's it. I'm starting the show.
Damn it.
Ugh. This show is not for kids. This show is about chaos and talking over coffee. So let's get going. Call me the DarkTranny. Alrighty, we are live. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Where to start? Okay, let's start with this. There may be interruptions during the show, okay? I've got electricians and, my timer. Alright, starting the timer now. I've got electricians coming over. I've got phone service coming over for the landline to take care of static. The doorbell may ring. The dogs may bark. I may have to get up during the show. Alright? It's one of those chaos days. My husband is at the office today, so he is not here to babysit the home while I do this. But let's see. Oh, and then last night, my husband gave me a sleep aid, okay? And that thing lingered. So I'm still trying to fight that off, too. I don't know what the hell he gave me, but it knocked my ass out, and I'm still feeling a little loopy from it, so we'll do this. We will do this. Well, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Let's just go to the chats right off the bat. And we have Atomic Blonde. Good morning, Atomic Blonde. Is everything coming through on your side okay? All right. Let's see. Give that like a few seconds, and while Atomic Blonde is responding, I will start into the news. All right. I am expecting someone to call in today. However, I don't know if they will be able to. In their area, it's like very early, so I'm just gonna roll with it. But I'm hoping this person calls in, and you can call in at any time. I'll get like a little knock, knock, knock to alert me that you're here, and I will let you in. Okay? So let's see. Do we just start with this shit right here? I mean, do we just start with the fear porn like right off the bat? 5 things to know for September 13th, okay? These are the 5 things that the media wants you to know about on your happy Tuesday morning to, I don't know, squash your spirit or something like that. Let's see. Trump, strikes, monkeypox, Twitter, and Ukraine. Oh, good Lord. Oh, the Justice Department has subpoenaed more than 30 people in former President Donald Trump's orbit in recent days. Yes, it's like, whatever. Process. We've got so many criminals out there who need to be processed and are not being processed, but for some reason we need to focus on Trump. How does it take so long for them to, get through this with a sitting president? I mean, is it too early? Is the drug still kicked in? Yes. This is stupid. This is a developing story, and I'm not even going to... We'll wait till we see more on this one. Now, this one's interesting, these strikes. So we've got rail strikes. Have I covered this already? In the middle of supply chain crisis, in the middle of, people, struggling to pay their bills, in the middle of people trying to, do all the things that they need to do to take care of the families, take care of themselves, and all this stuff. Well, I guess the union of the trains decided now would be a good time to strike. 60,000 union members, and if we break that up into how many rail lines there are going from shipping ports to destination yards and such, that's a significant number of engineers, employees, logistic managers. We're talking like it could be the people who load the trains, whatever it is. They're planning to strike, grind to a halt, and it's a setup. In my opinion, it's a setup. It's to make more drama, to really like get people like scared and stuff. And then this current administration will do something like a half measure to like throw a band-aid on it, and then the public is supposed to like cheer and stuff. That's a prediction. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Atomic. Thank you. Well, this is show number 5, I believe. So, yes, you are 5 for 5. I like that. All right, going back to the news on this. Monkeypox. Now there's been a death. I thought they said you couldn't die from monkeypox. I thought it was like you're not supposed to like die from that, but the first death due to monkeypox has been confirmed in Los Angeles County. Health officials announced Monday. The CDC confirmed the link and said the person had a severely weakened immune system and had been hospitalized. Well, okay, so the person had an extremely weakened immune system and then monkeypox. Okay? Well, I suppose when you have a severely weakened immune system, anything's going to get you. In this case, I mean, how many cases of people with severely weakened immune systems didn't die from monkeypox? I mean, there's no silver lining to this story or anything like that, but CNN's a whore for grabbing somebody who has a severely weakened immune system and then saying, oh my god, monkeypox, let's run it. What about all the other people? Let's see. To date, there have been almost 22,000 cases of probable or confirmed monkeypox cases reported in the U.S. this year. CDC data shows California has the most cases. Well, we heard about the monkeypox before June, okay? And then Pride Month kicked off, and it's still going, apparently. But we didn't hear anything about monkeypox, really. During that whole entire fuckfest, you know, that whole debauch, let's walk down the streets and let's be nude and let's be garish and depraved and let's promote sex clubs and let's promote sex and all this other stuff. And then after June, they're like, oh no, we're having cases. Oh, and then they were interviewing all these queens who were like, I need to go get a shot. Oh my gosh, they're out of shots and all that stuff. Was it manufactured, do you think? Maybe. I think it was. I think it was personally, I don't think it's actually monkeypox. Looking at it, I think that it is part of this whole mRNA. I'm not afraid to say it. It looks, considering the players involved, like Fauci, okay? And having lived through Fauci already with the HIV and everything, I'm pretty sure it's whatever they put in people. And who knows if there were batches designated for certain areas. These are conspiracies. I get that. Do I have sauce? No. But it seems rather coincidental. It just seems a little too convenient. Okay? So I'm thinking that it's probably the shots which were given for COVID, and then those shots weaken the immune system by producing all those spike proteins and such. And it just wreaked havoc on people's bodies who have a propensity, I believe, to drink too much, use drugs too much, stay up late too much, run their bodies down. I mean, just having a bad diet, poor nutrition, and abusing yourself with drugs and alcohol, smoking. I mean, I smoke. I can feel it. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm sure every once in a while you can hear the wheeze, okay? It's not, the things that you do which are not good for your body are going to make you susceptible to things in any aspect. So, who knows? But CNN wants you to wake up to that, okay? Twitter. Oh, no, not Twitter. So I don't know anything about this story. What is it? Undisclosed security and privacy vulnerabilities that could threaten users, investors, and even U.S. national security. Okay, so what this is a precursor This is a heads up, some shit's about to fall down on Twitter. Oh, your information's gonna get stolen. Your information's not being stolen. They already had your information. They already distributed your information. And now they're gonna fuck with you. And they're just gonna say, oh, it's like someone's like broken in and like compromised the system. And it's just predictive programming. That's all that is. It's like, just don't use it. I mean, why do people use so many of these social platforms? Like, what? I don't know. I myself, I don't need to talk to that many people. It's like, not all the time. Not like Twitter, not like Facebook, not like, what is it, Instagram. I mean, I have a friend who totally uses all that stuff. And it's just the most mundane stuff that he puts out there. And then my kids use it. And for a while, my, what is it? What is he, like 22? He would do the dumbest stuff on Instagram. Like, he would go and commit crimes and record himself committing crimes. Well, he eventually got picked up by the cops. Okay, good. It's like the cops doing their job. And then to this day, around the campfire or the dining room table, he likes to reminisce about how cool it was. And it was because he was getting clicks and views. So that dumbass goes and puts his life out there, risking his future for immediate dopamine hits and stuff. So dumb. So dumb. There's so many better ways. I mean, where's the where's the productivity? But he's not alone. There are a lot of like young ones out there, and they're just some of the, I mean, it's like, where's the originality in anything? I don't have my examples, so this is completely out of context. But let's bitch about it. Okay, let's see. Oh, Ukraine. Well, let's go to another story because I saw one over here. Ukrainians on Russian forces. They live like pigs. Headline. Top story. Well, okay, they were red when I hovered over them. But, oh, look at that. They do all hyperlinks do that when you, like, float over them? Anyway, let's see. We prayed to be liberated inside a city recaptured by Ukraine after months of Russian occupation. Well, I don't know who the hell said that. What is it? What is this? Where are the spokes? When I was in the army, we were taught how to identify tanks. And I'm looking at the spacing. Let's see. Well, it has uneven spacing. I don't think this is an American. I don't think that this is an American tank. But it doesn't look like a Russian tank either. I don't think this came from Russia or the Ukraine. I think this was brought in from another country. Back then, I mean, things may have changed and I haven't stayed up on the body of tanks and such, but we were taught that the spacing of these track guides typically tells you which country it comes from, and then if it has spokes or if it has discs, that's how you identify tanks, manufacturers, and origins. So it doesn't look like this came from Russia or Ukraine, so I would be led to believe that this was bought from another country and then imported. Here we have a picture of a person riding by on a bike. In the middle of like wars, we've seen all these images of people, they're depressed, but they're still somehow going on with their lives in the middle of these wars. And then we see other things where these people are saying, we were put on buses and people took photographs of us and they instructed us on how to act and they staged the scene. And then, this is the news that we get. But then we have the other news where bands, like, music groups are going to a war area, okay, and putting on performances, and that doesn't make any sense. And then you have, like what do you call it, political officials going, and they go to these areas which are supposed to be war ravaged, and they go there for, it looks like nothing's wrong. You've got celebrities going over there, getting paparazzi and such. Is it really a war? And why does it continue like this? Inside a former school building was used as a base of Russian troops in Izium. Well, I never heard of Izium before. It's like, when did we ever hear about Izium coming up before? It's like, oh, all of a sudden they want to show this. It's like, we don't know what that is. Piles of ammunition found near a bunker the Russians used as a command center. How do we know? That doesn't even look like Russian. What is this? Okay, is that Cyrillic? Because I'm looking at my husband actually studies Russian history and anthropology and stuff like that as a civil engineer, and that's another story for another day, what he gets up to. But I don't know, that doesn't look like anything he's ever shown me, so... And I've been to the Russian Art Museum. I've never seen graffiti quite like that. So that looks like a blend. Is that Russian back there? Is that Cyrillic? I don't think it is. Makeshift beds. Man, you can go to a herring factory in Iceland and see the same exact scene. Like where they store the old beds where the women used to pack the herring. So, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at there. Am I just babbling right now? Like I said, these pills, oh my gosh. Do you know about the blow-up tanks? Do you want to call in? Because I think that it's working today. Intuitive, if you want to call in and talk about the blow-up tanks and talk about anything else, go ahead and call in. I do not know about the blow-up tanks. One moment, I need to cough. If Biden can go around coughing all over the place, truly, I can sit here and cough in my music room. All right, so let's see, what else do they want us to be looking at today? And just this headline, Ukrainians on Russian forces. They lived like pigs. That's what's on the top of their mind? If we're to believe the narration, that's the thing that they want to talk about? Oh, they were pigs. It's like, not like, oh, they destroyed our country, my family was killed, not like they killed my pets or anything like that, or like I have no job, I have no life now. It's like I'm struggling or anything like that. No, it's just like what I would say to my kids if the bedroom wasn't in a proper, order. I would say you live like a pig. But is that going to make frontline news? It shouldn't. Because it's a non-issue. It's an opinion. I hear someone knocking. One moment, please. Oh, that's right. I'm going to have to go to another window these days. All right, so let's see. We've got Intuitive coming in. Good morning, Intuitive. How are you doing? Intuitive, are you there?
I got headphones on today.
Hi, welcome. All right, you want to talk about blown up tanks. Tell me about blown up tanks. Do you have a link?
Oh, no, blow up, like balloon, like they're not real.
Oh,
They
they're
use
not
them
real.
more.
Do you have a link to something that we can see as an audience or anything?
I do not.
Well, then I will look at. Don't worry, honey. I've got you. I will look it up. Okay, so you're saying blow up tank balloon.
Yeah, like they used them back in the day, and I'm pretty sure they still use them today.
Well, let's see. I've never looked up a blow up tank as like.
The infamous the video from Afghanistan.
This site
With
can't be reached. Hold on, this site cannot be reached. Sauce is already getting kind of interesting. All right, let's see. What else might the inflatable tank? Let's look up inflatable tank.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Go on, keep talking while I'm looking.
No, I was just gonna the infamous video from Afghanistan with the big was it C-17 or whatever it was?
Yes, the one which we were told that all the people were falling off of.
Yeah, that one. Have you ever looked closely at that C-17?
No, I have never looked at that one closely. Let's see.
You
Well,
do realize like that 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 C-17. If those people were really that close to a jet like that, they,
mm-hmm.
they wouldn't be running around, jumping around, happy, whatever. Like they'd be no joke. Like it's like sucked into the freaking the jet or whatever. So no, like that that was a propaganda video.
I do believe that that may have been a propaganda video,
Hmm.
and I'm not for certain on it. I know what you're talking about with like people
Let me
getting
see if I
sucked
can
in.
find it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so while we're doing this, Atomic, I think are you the you're the other person here? Can you hear intuitive through the Jitsi? So we're gonna give that a few seconds to go into the stream, and I'm also gonna check the time. We have 35 minutes left. Oh Lord, I hope I did not fill up the first 20 minutes of the show with babble. Oh,
It's okay.
but look at this
I
dude.
well,
Look at this dude right here just chilling. This is apparently not what you were talking about when you
no,
said,
no,
you know,
no, 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 no.
let's see. Let's look at this one.
Look up,
Is it like
look up the World
this?
War II ones.
World War
Uh,
II?
yeah, they used them back in World War II, World War One.
Okay, well this one is under camouflage. Oh, no, that's a blow up tank. Allied Ghost Army deployed inflatable tanks, aircraft full. Okay. Oh, these are you talking like for decoy use? Or was this
Yeah.
okay? Now, did they use the decoy tanks to spread propaganda and say that the decoy tanks were something that they weren't? Like, did they say,
Hey,
what's up?
there's still an echo.
No. Let me check.
It's because
Is there still an echo? Like, is it bad?
it's like every time I talk,
Yes?
I can hear me talk, so the delay. So maybe I probably just need to do the whole thing on the mute, not listen to us do the thing. That's probably why there's a delay.
Okay, well,
It's probably just me.
oh, I
It's
hope
okay.
so. I hope so. Let me see. You know, this. I really should start up my other machine when I do these things, so I can monitor the sound. I'm hoping that Atomic can tell us what is going on. Is there an echo, Atomic?
Actually, no, I actually think it was fine. I think it's literally just because of the delay with the video. And
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the video and had the sound on so I could hear myself then talk. That was the only reason why there's a delay
Oh, okay.
in my own ear, and that was it. So it wasn't anything other than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. This one. Okay, this one looks much more. This one looks a little passable. Like if you were looking at this from like far away, you'd probably think that that was a tank. Like this would have been the Desert Storm variety for like Afghanistan and such, because it has the, it's called the Dust Bunny Beige palette. This is the sand palette for that period. Those BDUs were ugly as fuck. They were called chocolate chip BDUs, but then they switched over to Dust Bunny Beige. I much preferred the Dust Bunny Beige over the chocolate chip pattern. So anyway, just a little gay on a Tuesday. So here we go. Now, how are you doing on your search over there?
Me?
Yeah.
I just woke up. There's no searching taking place.
Oh,
But
I
I
thought
do.
I thought you said okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I'm looking.
All right. So let's see. While you're doing that, King Charles and Camilla visit Northern Ireland as thousands of mourners file past Queen's coffin. Who cares? No one
Dummy
cares.
tanks.
What? We'll drop the link.
The dummy tanks. That's
Okay.
just literally dummy tanks. World War II dummy tanks.
Oh, that's what you want me to look up? World War II dummy tanks?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
that's
World War II dummy tanks. Now, how is this correlating to present issues? Where are you going with
no,
this?
because I asked because you had the tank on there earlier, whatever, and you were wondering whose it was and whatnot and all that jazz. I'm like, well, have you heard about the blow-up tanks? The dummy tanks.
Oh, well, no, I hadn't actually heard about them. Like the blow up tanks. I wasn't in the infantry and I wasn't part of that propaganda division. So I was more in communications and medicine. So I didn't really know what was going on because we were right behind the front lines. I didn't know what was actually happening on the front lines at all times. Okay?
Yeah.
But we were like right behind them as a communications. I was more concerned that we were going to be bombed. Like every day, it's like one of the things that they like to take out first is the communications. So it was like every day we were just concerned about immediate perimeter security. It's like, who's going to try to kill us today? That's what our concern was. So, but yeah, I oh, these tanks, the one I showed originally, that was definitely not a blow up tank, I can tell you
No,
that.
I know. I was just wondering if you'd ever heard or seen about those or whatever. But anyways,
Oh, wait, wait,
we're gonna.
wait, wait, intuitive, intuitive. Listen to this. Atomic Blonde says it sounds great and there's no echo.
Yeah, it's like I said, it was only my own ear because I had the sound on the video, so I was hearing the echo, but nobody else was.
All right. So last night we were discussing a topic which is burning your ass. Okay?
Not anymore.
Now you're done? You're done with the drama?
No.
Now there's no story?
I got it all out last night. No, I'm just saying, like, no, it's good. Like, we're good. We're just not. It's not burning anymore.
Okay. Okay. Well,
we're here.
do you even want to talk about it? Do you even want to like?
Yeah, let's go.
What?
Yeah, let's go. I also just sent you the link of the awesome Afghanistan video. To look
Okay.
at
Did you
and
put?
look at the plane?
Did you put it in Jitsi?
Yes, I did.
One moment. Let me go look at it. All right. So I'm gonna copy the link and then put it over here.
There might be a commercial, so FYI.
Okay. So
Like,
is it a
stupid one.
video? Is it a video? Oh.
Video.
Okay. Here we go.
And watch the plane.
Oh, look at those. Well, let's see the windows. Can you really see into them? Is it squishy? Okay, that part looks solid. I don't know. That guy is kind of like crawling on it. I mean, is the tension of an inflatable
Somebody
jet?
had to hold down a fucking balloon.
Oh, do you think maybe they had to jump on it to keep it from like getting caught in the wind?
They'd have to hold that thing down probably if it was moving too.
Well, wait a minute. Let's look at this. Let's look at this like right here. Okay, this part like right here. Do you see my cursor? Okay, it'll probably like show up later. Anyway, I'm pointing at this hole in the side of the supposed jet. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's some pretty interesting detail to add to an inflatable. So that's why I'm saying I don't know.
Okay, look at so just type in like look at the windows.
Yes, I noticed the windows that they're very opaque, and that at like
also,
but then like right up here there's like a shadow in the window.
Like, all of these people.
Yeah.
All these people. If this C-17 was actually a real one on and going, they would be sucked up into that jet, into the engine right there. Like they would all be dead.
Let's take a look at how their clothing moves and stuff, because the people in the back, their clothing should be getting pressed up against their bodies. So let's take a look. Okay, so they're happy, they're waving, they don't look like they're terrorized. And then all these people in the back, should be, okay, the hair is only moving from like they're running and maybe the ambient breeze, but everyone behind these jet engines are the turbines even okay? I see turbine action though. Turbine? I think I see some turbine action in the refresh rate. It looks like there are turbines moving. Are they props? I have no idea. But what I do see is I see that there's no wind coming out. There's no propulsion. Like, oh my god, this thing's still playing. Hold on.
Go look at it. If you look at a real C-17.
Yeah.
And you do kind of a side by side. That's not a real C-17. That's a inflatable.
Well, I wonder then. Okay, then this one, if you notice, they cut the scene, and we never actually see that thing that might be an inflatable taking off. We never actually see that. Now, what we do see here is we see what we're supposed to believe is the actual thing that we saw before taking off, and these are supposed to be bodies dropping off of this thing, okay? If that's true, that's terrible. But why aren't these people screaming if they're in terror? I don't think, I mean, do people generally just act rather like, oh, woe me, I didn't make it on the jet. It's like
Yeah,
if you're in
they
the middle of peril, that doesn't make any sense.
yeah, because think of how chaotic that scene was when they're all getting out of there and whatnot, and just I mean, it wasn't a bunch of happy whatever people from what we know. It was like people that were angry, want to kill people, whatever, yada yada, and it was insane. It was a chaotic scene, and it wasn't mixing with like joy and whatever. And you're jumping for joy in front of the camera and all this like what?
You know, though,
It's but like
when I was in Saudi Arabia, they do like. I'm just going to speak from
that.
experience on this. They do have this very different way of viewing life, and it's something along the lines. I don't know how to say it in the language, but what it translates as is um, Allah. It's like Allah decides your path or something like that. And one of the games the youth play in Saudi Arabia is they take very nice cars like Ferraris and stuff like that, or Lamborghinis, and they will try to run each other over in the desert, and that's considered
Oh,
their fun. So,
they do that here in LA, just on the regular streets.
well, don't you guys have like a lot more Muslims in LA now?
I mean, we have the Saudis, yeah, the Saudis they're in Beverly Hills and all that jazz.
Well, is it possible that who's doing it? Okay, let's be real. Do you know which culture is doing this?
I know the Armenians drive really crazy.
Well, Armenians.
But
Let's see. Let's look at it in Armenian. Let's look at it in Armenian quickly because why not? Okay. Example. Armenian example. Let's see how racist the
the
internet is.
Kardashians.
Is
The
it?
Kardashians.
Okay. Top 15 examples of Armenian architecture. Well, okay, that's interesting. Let's just go off on a tangent here. What the hell?
The
It's a variety.
Kardashians.
Look at that. That's beautiful, though. Okay, so Armenia. Okay, we're not going to go too much into that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so they've got some like beautiful. Oh, this looks like those scenes you see in like the Exorcist films where the priests are like digging around looking for Satan and stuff like that, and then they're like, "Oh, this glyph looks really mysterious. Let's break it open and see what's behind it." And then all hell breaks loose. That's some beautiful architecture. That wasn't what I was looking for. I want to see an Armenian person. Example Armenian person. Let's see. Oh, they
You have
look.
to affirm.
What?
What? Sorry.
What's
No, what
up?
were you saying? No, what were you saying?
Oh, I don't even remember.
I
Oh
was
my
just gonna
gosh.
say,
Go
are they
on.
affirming that they're Armenian?
Are they affirming that they're Armenian?
Yeah. Do they have to affirm it? Like,
Well, I was just
they
wondering because
want.
aren't you like in that area? Aren't you like in that area? Do you ever eyewitness any of this stuff?
Like they drive crazy all the time. That's all I ever see. They drive like really, really crazy, like insane,
Oh
like
my
not a care
lord.
in the world, flying down the streets.
Is that
They're
is that
really
a
terrifying.
stereo? Is it a stereotype or an observation?
No, because I hate everybody equally, even including myself. So
Oh
it's
my
okay.
gosh. Yes, 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 that's right. Yes, yes, yes. Ugh.
So it's okay.
So I wonder, okay, they had an Armenian genocide and all that stuff. That's a story for another day. That's terrible. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this tab now.
No,
All
but
right.
like I was just saying, did they have? Has anybody ever had to affirm their nationality? Like people do with their gender nowadays.
Do you know about BLM? Do you know about these people who get up on like camera and
The
they're
white
like,
the white Karens
I'm
affirming their
talking, I'm talking about,
BLMness.
I'm talking about anyone who gets up on a camera for a news crew and says, and they're American, they were born in America, but they need to say, I'm from this place or I'm from that place. Therefore, I have like, a tie to this place. Do you think if I went back to Germany or Greece and went to their country right now, do you think that they would look at me as one of them? I'm asking in general to like anyone listening and yourself, not just you. But like for instance, what's your heritage? What's your ethnicity? What is your
Well,
bloodline?
I'll give you the joke first. Is back in the day when I had go home and ask this question to my parents, my dad said a little bit of everything. So I took that answer, went back to school and said a little bit of everything, and they laughed at me and they said, "So you're like Chinese and you're like from the Congo and you're like from..." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that's what my dad said, a little bit of everything."
See, and that sounds like a very healthy response. These days, I mean, I don't know how long ago that was for you, but that was back when people had a fucking sense of humor. It's like we could
Um,
laugh about those things. And it's like,
I'm,
go on.
but in reality, I'm actually what, say that's like 40% Austrian, some like 20% Eastern European, aka Russian, and
Okay.
then there's like I'm white, like white as they come.
Okay, so when you
Unfortunately,
when you
privilege.
consider your yes, 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 white privilege. Oh, we're so privileged. When I was shoveling shit on the farm, and before I had to go to school, and I had to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go like shovel shit in the calf pen, and do my chores, and then go to school smelling like cow shit. Yes, I'm so fucking privileged. Oh Lord. Serving in the military is like such a privilege. Oh, it's like miss me with that bullshit. Oh, the white privilege, please.
You know what's
But
really funny about all of that
what
is,
is it?
all these, they want to all bitch and complain. Excuse my language. This is a children's show. About the fact that their ancestors were slaves and this and that and whatever, and they want the reparations and whatnot. It's like, I read a quote from Thomas Sowell, and I'm not going to quote it because I don't have it in front of me and I don't remember it perfectly, but yeah, he essentially is like, if you were, given the choice right now to go back and be born in one of two places, whether it be modern day America or modern day Africa, do you think any of these people would ever choose Africa?
It depends on the place in Africa because not all of I mean, there are areas. I mean, Africa's big, and
I
so
know
there.
it's very big, but
Yeah,
I mean, essentially, do you think the majority, like we're talking about,
I
these
would
people
say
that are spewing this,
I would say
like,
America. I would definitely say the
okay,
United States over Africa because in Africa you have nice places. However, the nice places are not the majority of Africa. It's like
and they're few and far between.
yeah, so I would say I would prefer the United States and
So they're living off they all have they're all living off the backs of the people that came before them. Like they're all privileged essentially to have the opportunity to be born in this country, and because of the people that were their ancestors that were brought over from Africa and whatnot. So
yeah, but
that's quite a big privilege.
and a lot of people like realize that. Like a lot of people like are nationalist in their beliefs and they understand this that we're talking about. But then the people who are promoted are the people who have a problem with living in our country. It's like, and you can say, well, then get the fuck out. If you don't like it here, I mean, get the fuck. One of the things that my good friend Annie Valencia, and we were driving down, we were going from Killeen, Texas to Austin, and I was bitching about something. And she got so tired of it. I think we were going 65 miles an hour. And she reached over while driving, opened the passenger door, and started pushing me out, screaming because she was a Latina. And when she got on fire, she got on fire. She's like, if you don't like it, just get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out. And she's like pushing me, trying to push me out of a moving vehicle. She was crazy. I loved her. Still talk to her to this day. Good friend. Okay? But that's just the truth. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Go somewhere else. No one is stopping you. Go get your visa, paperwork, whatever you need to do, and go and move to wherever the fuck you think is better. Because where else in the world? I mean, like right now, yeah, they're trying to tear our country down and trying to make it like a terrible place. The whole thing. Oh, do you want to talk? Go on. Do
Yeah,
it.
I was just gonna say the funny thing about all of it is they all want to be bitch and complain about our country and how horrible it is and this and that, whatever, and whatever, certain people, whatever, but they can't even stop and look and see like why do we have like this huge problem on the border? Because everybody and their mom wants to come into this country. Like
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the people who invited them, and they were like, okay, well now we're
The predators and the child molesters are the ones that pedos are the ones that invited them all, and
okay.
yeah.
We can run with that premise. The thing I want to like point out here is that people like Lori Lightfoot, people like that
You mean five head? Because her forehead's too big to be forehead, so it's a five head.
I'm gonna leave those up to. I'm gonna leave those commentaries to you. Okay, you go ahead. I want to go on with. I want to go on with my thought process, and you want to pull me off track. But I need to stay on track. We only have a few minutes left of the show. But people like that person in Washington. I forget her name, but she's like bitching about Muriel Bowser. Over there, we've got all these like governors who are like, oh, don't send them here, don't send them here. You're being xenophobic, you're being racist, you're being a bigot. But it's like,
Maxine Waters.
is she bitching about it too?
Yeah, she bitches about everything.
How in the hell are these people like? Okay, so you bring in refugees, okay, and then you go and condense them on what, these gravel lots? Let me look at let's see. Let's look at a refugee camp today. I don't know if that's how the internet works, but let's see. Okay, for let's see. Where are they coming from? From South America to United States. Let's look. Let's look at the images that they want us to see. Okay, here's the International Rescue Committee. Okay, show us photos. Come on. Show us things to pull at our heartstrings. I don't feel moved just yet because, what, am I supposed to feel a certain way? Because I see...
Yeah.
Am I supposed to feel a certain way? Is this what's supposed to, like, tell me, oh my god, those poor people, am I supposed to look at them because they have darker skin than me? Am I supposed to immediately feel sorry for them? That's racist. That's fucking racist. So who are we? Oh my god, why? Just, oh god, what is this? Economic well-being. Where we work. Africa, Asia, United States. Let's look. Okay, so let's say we go to Abilene, Texas. Are they going to show me? Okay, I'm supposed to look at this Asian family. Okay, am I immediately supposed to say, oh, these are refugees? Because you know what? I know people who look like this who are not refugees. So why? Show me show me what their real plight is. Show me their real stories. Don't show me a fucking picture that looks like people stepped outside their house when they were asked to have a photo taken. It's like, this doesn't pull at my heartstrings. Go on.
I mean, I'm nothing. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Well, okay, you want to leave it alone. That's your choice. I don't know.
No. It was a joke, but.
Okay, well, tell the joke then. Don't leave me hanging.
I said don't pull. You said don't pull on your heartstrings. And I was like, you're. It's too early for this.
Just say it. Just say it. We only have a few minutes.
Your heart on strings.
Okay.
Sorry.
You sick motherfucker. There are people trying to wake up this morning. They do not need to hear that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, let's see what Pastor Shadler is here. Oh my lord. Okay, so...
Okay, let's talk about what we wanted to
Wait a minute. Let me go to the chat because my baby had some comments about what we were talking about earlier. It's called Mashallah, and it translates to if Allah wills it. And that's what I'm talking about. When we saw these kids in Saudi Arabia trying to run each other over with their cars, it's a game they play. It's called If Allah Wills It. They do a lot of other things, but that's what I'm saying. Culturally... maybe they weren't terrified because look at how some of these cultures, how they play. I mean, some of these people play rough, and that's just part of their culture. So maybe running along a jet is nothing but a game because maybe their faith, I mean, let's look at this in a positive. Maybe their faith is strong enough that they really don't fear death, okay? And as a Christian, I don't fear death. Am I concerned about the manner in which I die? Yeah, I don't want to be flayed. That's one of my things. It's like I don't want my flesh so like slowly ripped off my body where I can feel every cut and every peel. I don't want to die like that. I don't really want to die in a fire or anything like that or slowly crushed. But as
Well,
far
look
as
at it
my
this
death,
way.
I'm not afraid of dying. Okay, what do you want to
What
say?
depending upon, I mean, depending upon, it doesn't matter actually which way you, unfortunately, might pass. You're not going to remember it anyway.
How do you know?
Because I was literally I was almost killed in what, November?
You were
I
almost
got,
killed.
do you want to see the video? I
Well,
was
I'm
almost
saying,
killed in a car crash with a car
yes.
that was going 80 miles an hour on the city streets and T-boned me like perfectly and, well, almost perfectly, had it not been for the car right next to me that just barely grazed him as he, hit us. I would be dead. Like,
Okay,
it
and
was that
you
crazy.
remember it
And
though.
I don't remember any of it. No,
Oh,
I
you
don't
don't
remember
remember
anything.
any of it.
No.
Okay. All
No,
right.
I woke up 2 days later in the hospital.
Well, did
And
you die?
so my point being, I don't know. Maybe I
Oh.
did. I felt like I jumped timelines though.
Oh, yeah. Was that like about 7 years ago when you felt like that? Is that when it happened?
No, this just happened in November.
This just happened in November. Well, you're looking pretty good for someone who got fucking squished in a car accident. You're
Oh,
ambulatory.
I had three. I got out of it lucky. Um,
Oh,
it, it, I only had three hairline fractures in the pelvis and like lacerated spleen and kidney. That was it. So I got
intuitive.
lucky.
We're
I
talking
walked out.
about death, and you're like, I only had a few hairline fractures. I'm not
Yeah, but
minimizing.
like
I'm
you don't
not
understand.
minimizing.
You don't understand. There's you can see something that looks like it comes out of nowhere to like kind of push the car to the left a little bit or does something. And I'm not saying that angels exist. I'm just saying there's something weird in the video. And then yeah,
Yes.
with how fast the guy was there and the collision, I should be dead.
You know
I
what?
should be.
If you call in another day and have that video ready, we can like play
I,
it and we can like
I
talk about it
have.
because this is like a variety show and we only have like 9 minutes left, so we can't do it today, but we can do it some other day. All right, so let's
Can
see
you?
what. Wait.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do chat because there are people talking. Hold on. Okay. So Pastor Chalet, I don't know what kind of Pepe that is, but is that Pepe laughing or about to vomit or is it chewing something? I can't tell what that Pepe is doing, but yes,
That
good.
Pepe's giving like it looks like there's another Pepe that's like trying to kiss Pepe.
Oh, are they
Friends.
hugging? Is that a hug?
Yeah.
Oh, because
Friends
for what
hug.
it looked like a goiter. I thought it was like a Fetterman meme or something like that. You know that guy who had the stroke who's running for that office over, I believe, on the East Coast somewhere? I thought because yesterday I saw a meme where they had testicles put on the back of Fetterman's head, and then it was like Fetterman, and then they the next meme was a vulva put on the on his head, and then it said Fetter Woman, and I thought that's what this was a play on that meme from yesterday, where it was some sort of goiter or something growing out of the back of Pepe's head. But now that you mentioned, yes, now I can see it's two Pepes hugging each other. Oh, well that's okay. Now put in
Then
that
it
like,
says friends
and it does say
on top.
friends. Well, I couldn't read it because I don't have my glasses on. That's way over there and I'm way over here, so it's kind of hard to see. But good morning, Pastor Chatelet. How you doing? Now I'm gonna like read this next part. Good morning, TRT friend. That's me. No ears, about to head out to work, but press on like a fake nail. Oh, Pastor Shuttler! You know exactly how to speak to me. And then ending with a big old smiley face, love you. Well, love you too, Pastor Chatelet. Now, if you guys have not gone already, and I'm sure many of you have, so Odysee, I'm going to drop the link. One moment, intuitive, because we got to give a plug to the pond. We have to give a plug to the pond. So you go on over here to Pastor Chatelet live stream, and let's see, drop that right over here. All right, and there it is. Let's see if I can get like his actual name here for people who are not currently on Odysee, so you can see how to spell this. There it is. Pastor Chatelet Kekistan. if you are looking for uplifting energy and and you need like a restoration of your faith in Christ Jesus, stop on by. And let me tell you something. The chats are rough. You're going to look at these chats and you might be like, oh my gosh, these are white supremacists. Oh my God, these are hicks and hillbillies. Rednecks or like whatever. Do not be deceived. Stick around. You're going to find family here in the pond. All right. Intuitive, what's next? Intuitive, where'd you go?
I'm right here. My daily affirmations.
Oh, are you affirming right now? What are you doing?
I don't know. Because isn't that what people do when you're being told you're something that you probably aren't? But, hey, let's,
What did someone call you? Did I call you something that you aren't, or did someone else call you something? Are you twittering while talking to me?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Did someone tell you that you're something that you're not?
No, I'm just saying in general. I'm just generalizing everybody in a class.
Oh, you're stereotyping.
No, I no though because you brought it up a lot, whatever, and the whole gender affirming thing and whatever. And every time I hear you with this say gender affirming, it always makes me think of legit people that are unfortunately being brainwashed and minds being manipulated into thinking that they're something that they're more than likely not.
Give me an example. We need an example.
So if my dog presents as a dog,
yes,
then all of a sudden I keep telling him he's a cat and try to hey bud, trying to get you to be you're not a dog. You might actually just be a cat. Maybe that's what's wrong with you.
Intuitive. Intuitive.
So,
how many dogs have a problem with their identity and gender?
My dog does.
Your dog is adorable, though. Do you have like your dog right now? Is your dog around? But I'm saying this. It's like from a human perspective. Let's not go interspecies here, but we will look at your dog if you want to like put your dog up. I will put the Jitsi up so the oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Good morning. Good morning, precious. Look at that. Oh, that puppy is so cute. All right. That is Happy Dog Tuesday. That dog is saying cookie. That dog is like, put me down and feed me. Oh my gosh.
He's a dork.
Oh, he's adorable. Okay. But as far as people like here, I'm going to start wrapping this up because we only have a few minutes left, but I'm going to say this. On the
Wrapping
gender...
it up like...
Okay. All right. Shh. Okay. So gender affirmation of like what is going on currently with people. There are so many people who aren't even trans. They have no intentions on ever becoming transsexual. And I'm going to say transsexual because it is the fucking term.
That's the proper term.
That's the proper term. It's not a wicked term. It's not bigoted. When you go through the whole transformation, you are a transsexual. These other people who are playing ambiguous gender, it's like they want to look feminine. Those aren't.
Those people are bad shit.
Yeah, those people have fucking mental issues. Those people, it's like, if they are like, they're not going to choose which gender between male and female, and they want to start saying like, what are these genders like? I'm Damien gender, or I'm Sky gender, or I'm cake gender. I identify as like soft and fluffy and stuff like that. It's like, just keep that shit to yourselves. It's like, keep your bedroom activities to yourself. I don't want to see your kinks.
None of your business.
It's like modesty. Practice a little fucking modesty. It's like oh, go on.
Yeah, no, it's the difference. It's really the biggest difference between somebody that is actually struggling with gender dysphoria and actually had, people that are like that, they're much more discreet. They don't. The ultimate goal is to pass. It's
right. The ultimate goal, exactly. Because the biggest compliment,
be a joke and a laughing stock, and to tell people you are certain. This is my pronoun and whatever. So that's not what it's about for those people. But the people that are in your face about it and you're demanding you to call them by whatever they want and this and that, like that's not that's somebody that's mentally ill and has been, and or just has been, legit brainwashed into thinking that way and thinking they are, and that's why the whole detransitioning thing is becoming a big problem. It never was a problem like that before, but it is now because of they're being told the gender affirming. They have to do their affirmations that their gender isn't what they were born as or whatever, and it's not. Trans people that are actually trans, most probably all of them will tell you they hate being trans, like just about all of them. And that's a big indicator as to whether or not you're actually trans or not. And also the fact that it's in their head from little, like since they can remember, it's always been there in the back of their head. It's not something that necessarily goes away. But all these people, all of a sudden they get into grades, 10, 11, whatever years old, and all of a sudden they get this idea like, oh, maybe I'm trans, maybe I'm this. It's like, that's not how that works. If it wasn't there and if somebody put it there, that idea, like, you're not. For sure, 100%, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not how it works.
So I'm going to summarize in the last 30 seconds of the show, and it's not the end of the show, it's just that I need to wrap it up. So the summary is this. Real trans people don't need to tell you that they're trans, and they don't make a big deal about it. But the fakes, the ones who want likes, clicks, views, the ones who need, like, dopamine hits all the time, there are more of them. There are way more of them than there are of
and
real...
They're a problem.
And they're they are a problem because they're hijacking... Oh, and there's the timer. All right. I don't know if you could have heard that, but let's see. Let's take the last few minutes and let's wrap things up. So I'm going to go to chat. Atomic Blonde says, I wish racist tranny or DarkTranny, dear, got as excited to see me as Pastor Chalet. Atomic Blonde, I'm always excited to see you. I told you my husband gave me a sleeping aid last night. That shit, like, what did I not say this morning when I came into the show and was talking to you? I said I was a little bit groggy. Well, then Intuitive Ace comes in and we get talking about inflatable tanks and stuff like that. So I got fired up. So Atomic Blonde, I am very happy to see you too. And take this energy and just have a fabulous day with it. There. If I had confetti right now, I'd be doing a confetti toss. Okay? So Atomic Blonde, there you go. My energy to you. You may have that. All right. And let's see. Zortan, what the hell are you doing coming in so late? I identify as a white supremacist. My pronouns are SMD, LMB, and FJB. Okay, I don't know what SMD is. I know what FJB is. Like fuck Joe Biden because, fuck Joe Biden. What is LMB? We'll cover this tomorrow.
Is SMD scratching my dick?
Why must you be so gross?
Because that's what, like, scratching my head. SMH is scratching my head.
No, it's...
SMH would naturally,
Sweetie.
to believe that it's...
Okay, go on. While I'm typing in a rise attack. Go on.
No, I was just saying, like, that's what the next progression in the line of letters, that could be at the end of that.
Are you autistic?
No.
Well, you sound a little autistic there.
Because guess what?
What?
I just woke up a little bit ago, and I didn't even crack open the Red Bull to fully wake up, and I can't stop thinking about every time you keep saying we got to wrap it up. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool comment, but
well, that's a lovely PSA. Okay, so Rise Attire. I'm gonna drop the link. Rise Attire, American-made, high-quality cotton tees and hoodies, I believe. We're just going to drop that in the show right there. Consider going on over to Rise Attire. And don't forget to go to Odysee and check out Rugaru's page because... Rugaru, because he has the guide right here. I'm going to drop the link for the guide as well. This guide tells you about streamers coming up, as we have talked about before. You've got Salty Cracker, Axe Truth, you've got The Drunken Rocky, you've got Coffee Talk with Sandra, you've got Atomic Ann, Raynoth, and I believe tonight he's having his Roundtable Disruption. So catch that. Red Dawn Radio and the Wake and Bake Show, and of course, Laura the Goddess. Gotta love Laura the Goddess. So, With that, we are going to wrap up. Intuitive, it has been a pleasure, and I'm glad that today all the technology worked. So I will see you in the Jitsi or in the pond. God bless everyone, and have a good day. We are done for now. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Ciao.